Is there a way to test this?
No.
There's no way to test it.
I don't know.
Would you prefer that there were a test?
I gotta think about this. A test. I don't know.
You don't know if you would prefer there that
I don't know. I don't know. I can't imagine there being a test, so.
How confident should we be in conclusions that we can't test?
Questions again?
I will ask questions that help us explore how you arrived at the conclusion that we're going to talk about.
Oh, okay.
And what supports your confidence. And we'll explore the relationship between the quality of the reasoning that you're using
Oh, goodness.
and the confidence that you have that it's true.
Yeah, it's really good
Okay.
questions.
It sounds
It
fun.
makes it really easy.
Would it be okay if I had one of those Tic Tacs? Because my mouth is really dry.
Of course.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I
they
know.
are Tic Tacs, right?
Yes.
Yes.
As far as I know.
Popping pills.
No X on it, right?
Yeah, that's ecstasy, man. Hold on a few minutes.
It
We'll be
makes the
fine.
conversations more interesting.
But are you okay if we record?
Sure.
Okay. What's the trail like?
It's nice. Kind of
First time bet on it.
Oh, really?
semi-technical.
Nice for a quick day hike, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that the trail, it like links up a bunch of different parts, or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one will actually, this is part of the 4,600 and some mile North Country Trail.
Wow.
Where are you guys from?
We're from the West Coast, Washington State.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Quaid lives pretty close by.
I
live here, so. Janosch is the furthest away. He's from Germany.
Nice.
Right. Yep.
It's all
I mean, at least I'm not super, like, nervous in front of a camera. I've been on stage before, so.
Oh, what have you done on stage?
You're kind of like we view it as
Community
like you-
theater.
You're like kind of
Wow.
the expert of yourself, so that's
I don't know about that.
that's fair. That's fair. I understand that too.
All right. I think everything's rolling. Cool. So what's your name?
My name is Kathy.
Kathy?
Yep.
With a C?
K.
Or a K? Okay.
The right way.
The correct way, right?
Yes.
Kathy.
Why?
Okay. Kathy. Cool. My name's David.
Nice to meet you, David.
Great to meet you.
That's my brother's name.
Oh yeah? There's a couple Daves out there. Do they go by David or Dave or
Dave.
Dave?
Yeah.
Sweet.
You go by Dave?
I go, so it depends on which environment. Like my old work environment, people would call me Dave. which is kind of cool because every time I hear somebody say, "Hey, Dave," like at the store, I know where I know them.
Yeah.
So, kind of a cool way of knowing who's calling your name based on the nickname that you have. So,
Yeah.
do you go by a nickname or just Kathy all the time?
Kathy.
Yeah.
I mean, my brother and my dad used to call me Kath, but
Okay.
they were the only people that ever called me that.
Okay. Cool. Is it short for anything?
Catherine.
Catherine? Okay. With a K also?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
R-Y-N.
Got it. Oh, okay. I see.
K-T-H-R-Y-N.
Are you named after anyone, or is there...
I believe I had a great-great-grandmother. I think
Okay.
that was her name, but I don't really think I was named after her.
Okay. Cool. All right. So just to kind of explain what we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
is we're interviewing folks in different communities about something that's meaningful to them,
Mm-hmm.
something that's meaningful to you, a statement that you are convinced is true,
Okay.
that you are convinced matches reality,
Okay.
the reality that we share.
Okay.
Does that make sense so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'll be asking questions that help us explore how you arrived at the conclusion and what supports your confidence that it's true.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there... We can do this a couple of different ways.
Okay.
You might actually be able to help me with an experiment that I'm doing, but I'll let you decide.
Okay.
We can do it where I am aware of the statement that you want to explore.
Uh-huh.
But I'm also working on this experiment where we keep that hidden from me. Not for the goal of me being able to guess what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but the ability for us to do this exercise without me injecting my bias about what the conclusion is.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps me ask focused questions about the how you got there rather than the what it is. So we can do it that way. So I'll let you choose whether you want to do it where I know about it or that it's...
Wait, I don't understand how I'm going to talk about it and you not know about it.
Yeah. So I'll explain that.
Okay.
It'll be the same questions because it'll involve not so much about what the belief is, but how you got there and what's supporting the confidence.
Oh, okay.
So there'll be some work on your end to try to answer my questions in ways where it won't reveal what the claim is.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to think about it maybe a little bit differently
Okay.
than you're used to thinking about it. Another advantage of doing this is that if it's a topic that could be sensitive, that you may not want to necessarily reveal your position about the conclusion itself,
Mm-hmm.
we're able to explore the reasoning, the quality of the reasoning, without you being, without that part being out there.
Oh,
Does that
I'm
make
not
sense?
worried about that.
Okay. So do you want to do it the first way then?
Where you know what my statement is?
Yeah. And see, hopefully I'll be asking the same kinds of questions whether I know about it or not. That's kind of the beauty of this experiment.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Which way do you want to do it? It doesn't matter to
I
me.
kind of want to experiment, but
Okay, that's fine.
I don't want to influence your preference about that. If you feel
I don't
safer or...
no, I don't have a preference. I'm nervous either way.
Okay. Well, this isn't, I want to be clear that this isn't like a debate or like an argument.
Okay.
My job is to be
I
neutral.
I hate debating.
Yeah.
So.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't like making people mad.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is kind of a civil way to explore the quality of one's reasoning.
Okay.
And my job is to be neutral about it.
Okay.
And me not knowing the claim helps me be neutral because I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, are you sure you don't have a preference?
No, I don't have a preference because it doesn't matter to me if anyone else thinks that my reasoning is is quality.
Okay. We can try it the first way, and then we can talk about it if you want to,
Okay.
with me knowing what it is.
I-
Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay. Cool. If you change your mind, just let me know.
Okay.
All right. So I'll have you write down the conclusion, and this is so that you can't change it based on our conversation. So I'll have you write it down, and it's best if you form it in what I would call like a positive form, meaning instead of saying the grass is not red, I would have you say what it is. The grass is green. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So don't tell me what isn't. Tell me what is in your mind.
Okay.
And anytime that you have any questions about it, feel free to ask, because it's best if we're on the same page.
Okay. All right.
And I think this time, while you're writing it down, I might take your conclusion and run it through my team so that they make sure that it's in a form that is best conducive to this experiment. Would that be okay with you?
Sure.
And if they need to help you formulate it in a way that's better for the experiment, I might have them give suggestions if that's okay.
Shoot, the pen is kind of acting
Oh,
up on me.
I might have another pen. Do you have another pen? I probably have a Sharpie. Would a Sharpie be better? And again, this is something that you're convinced is accurate about our shared reality.
This is a really huge statement.
Okay. The more concise, the better, but I don't want you to feel like you have to leave anything out that's important. And again, I'll run it through my team, and they might offer suggestions on how to form it. Not to change it, but to...
Yeah, I'm not going to change it. I have it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So, are you able to name the main reason that supports your confidence that it's true without revealing the claim? If you can't, that's okay. But if you can, we can try that.
Saying my... Repeat that.
What's the reason that supports your confidence the most? So if we took this reason away, would cause your confidence in it being true to drop the most. And if you can do that without revealing what the claim is, that would be beneficial. If you think that you'll reveal the claim by giving me the main reason, you don't have to. And we can skip it for
I
now.
feel like if I say the reason, you might figure out
Okay.
what.
No problem.
Okay.
Why is it a good reason?
Why is it a good reason? Because it's obvious.
Okay. How is it obvious? Is it like your observation of it being obvious? Or is it...
Because it can be observed by everyone.
Okay. So observation by everyone else?
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm understanding correctly, this conclusion, you're convinced is true, and the main reason is a good reason because the reason is easily or obviously observed by everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Are we talking about everyone on the planet or everyone in this community? What's the parameters when you mean everyone?
Everyone on the planet.
Okay.
I mean, that has a mind to observe.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
anyone that can observe would observe this?
they have the ability to, yes.
Okay. They have the ability to, like the potential?
I believe everyone has the ability to observe this.
Okay. Okay. On a scale from 0 to 100, 0 is no possibility that this is true. 100% is you have no doubt that this is true. On that scale, where would you put your confidence that this claim is true?
100%.
100. Okay. And that's supported by it being an obvious observation by everyone on the planet that has the ability to observe stuff. Would that be accurate so far?
Yes, but I have a secondary support
Okay.
that might be better.
It might be better how?
It'd be better accepted by some.
That makes it a better reason?
You might argue my first reason.
Okay.
If you don't have the same thoughts as me.
Okay.
But my second reason, you would be more accepting of.
What's the reason that supports your confidence the most? That's the one I want to explore.
I don't know. First
Okay.
and second, both of them.
They're both equal in value?
I think the second reason might be more accurate. I don't know.
More accurate?
I don't know. Not more accurate. Just more. It's easier for me to argue, I suppose.
Okay. Say we had a pie chart.
If we had to argue.
Okay. Let's say we had a pie chart, and we divided this pie chart into two halves.
Mm-hmm.
Or two pieces, I should say, not two halves, two pieces. The first reason, observation by everyone, and your secondary one. Which one would be a bigger piece of the pie that supports the confidence you have in it? Whether you can better argue it or not.
I mean, I think it all comes down to the second one.
Second?
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like the second one is supporting your confidence more than the first one. Would that be accurate?
Yes.
Okay. Are you able to?
Because I don't think you could argue my second reason.
Okay. It's not, you cannot argue it? Someone could not argue it?
You couldn't take it away from me.
Okay.
You couldn't take that away from me, my personal thoughts and feelings on it.
Okay. Are you able to?
You couldn't change my mind.
Okay. So if that
this is awkward. Okay.
If that second reason was not available, if you did not have that reason, how much would your confidence drop from 100?
That's really hard to say. Maybe 10%. I don't know.
If that reason wasn't available, you'd be at 90%? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it depends. It could go all the way down to 0. I don't know.
Can you imagine not
I don't
having that
want to
reason?
imagine.
You don't want to imagine
No.
that reason being unavailable?
Nope.
Okay. Why not?
Because I can't. I just can't. I can't really imagine it. I have a good imagination. I can't really imagine that.
Can you imagine this being false?
I think anybody could.
Can you?
No.
You can't imagine that being false.
No.
If it were false, would you want to know?
I guess.
Why?
Because it changes everything.
Everything.
Because it's a core belief.
It would change. Would you be a different person if you were convinced that was false?
Probably.
Are you doing okay so far?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking in.
Yeah.
Is there a way to test this?
No.
There's no way to test it.
I don't know.
Would you prefer that there were a test?
I gotta think about this. A test. I don't know.
You don't know if you would prefer that
I
we could
don't
test it?
know. I don't know. I can't imagine there being a test. So
How confident should we be in conclusions that we can't test?
it depends on what they are. I don't know.
Why does it depend on what they are? How confident we should be if we can't even test it?
I don't know. I'm getting confused now.
Sorry. I'll try to clarify it. If I made a claim
Mm-hmm.
and I was 100% confident, but I had no way to tell if I were wrong, what would you think about that?
I'm not sure it matters.
Does it matter to you if that's true or false?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay. Do you have a way to be more confident about that?
No.
Okay, so you're as confident as you could be in that. Nothing
Probably.
could raise your confidence about it?
No.
Okay. Is there anything that you could learn that would cause your confidence to go down?
No.
So you have no way to test it, no way to lower your confidence, yet you're 100% confident that it's true.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay. How do you feel?
I feel fine.
Okay. I really appreciate you helping me with this experiment.
Okay.
You're welcome to reveal the claim if you want to. You don't have to. It's up to you. I don't need to know it. I think I've concluded my experiment.
Okay.
Will you read it?
Yes, sure. I will read it.
It's really coming down.
universe was formed by a loving God.
You have no way to test it. Nothing could raise or lower your confidence. And you want to know if you are mistaken, but there's no way to tell if you are mistaken. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Cool.
And you asked about the way that I would support it.
And that's by
My second
your
way.
second,
Yes.
second reason.
Yes.
What was your second reason?
One word, faith.
Faith. Okay.
Because
Why?
I believe that that's what everyone has to have, no matter what their belief about the universe is.
Okay. How?
Whether you believe it evolved or there was a big bang or there was creation, all of those take faith to believe.
What's your definition of faith?
Being convinced of something that I cannot see or prove.
Okay. Being convinced of something you can't prove.
I wouldn't say prove, I guess, but being convinced of something that I can't see.
Okay. Could somebody use that reason to arrive at a false conclusion?
Yes.
Okay.
People use it takes faith to do all kinds of things that may be foolish. You might follow blindly something that you shouldn't be following, and you're doing it on faith.
And that could be used to arrive at something that is not true. Is that right?
Possible.
Okay. Got it. So you're 100% in this claim that the universe was formed by a loving God.
Yes.
You have no way to test it. You have no way to tell if you're wrong. And you're using, your main reason could be used to arrive at something false.
Possibly.
Okay.
But I don't believe it's false.
Right. Cool. Well, that's it.
Because you don't have there's arguments between people that believe there is a God and people that don't believe there's a God all the time.
Or believe that there's a different God. And they're using faith to
True.
arrive at that conclusion too.
True. Yeah. I think that that's how it is for most people. But then you also can have arguments that have to do with what you personally experience. But like you said, we're living in the same world, and our reality is the same, generally speaking.
Mhm.
But your everyday life is different than my everyday life.
Sure. Yeah.
So my experiences of God in my life are going to be different. And you may not know the God that I know because he hasn't been revealed to you.
Mm-hmm. And if somebody were to walk up on this trail and sit down and say that they believe that a different God that you do formed the universe, and they relied on faith to arrive at that false God, how could I know? What would I have to do to determine? Or would you say that you both could be right?
No.
Okay. So how would I find out who's right if I'm hearing the same reasons to arrive at different conclusions?
You're getting into an area that I'm not very good at because this is what I know. This is what I've believed my whole life. And so it's difficult to just try to come up with an argument that is probably going to satisfy you.
Mm-hmm.
But because of my beliefs, I would try to talk to that person and tell them what mine are. Because my beliefs are that, you know, without that God in my life or their life, that there's also an eternity that's not so good.
Mm-hmm.
And so my beliefs are, if I'm a loving person, I'm going to tell that person about God. I'm going to try to help them come to the same faith that I've come to.
Mm-hmm. You said you had a good imagination.
I think so.
Okay. Could you imagine them saying the same things that you're saying about it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Although I've rarely had anyone that I've rarely met anyone of a different faith who wants to make sure I believe their faith.
Oh, okay. You've never talked to somebody that wanted to convert you to their faith.
Well, okay, maybe. Other than like, yeah, I suppose like a Mormon or a Jehovah's Witness.
Uh-huh.
But I've never had like a Muslim try to convert me.
Uh-huh.
I've never had an atheist try to convert me.
Uh-huh.
Most of them are okay with leaving you to believe what you believe, and they believe what they believe.
Yeah. Could a Muslim use the same reasoning that you're using? Faith?
Well, I mean, they believe in God,
Yeah. Do you...
and they have faith
Uh-huh.
in their God,
Yeah.
but they don't believe in Jesus Christ.
Right. They're using the same reasons, but coming to a different conclusion.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Anything else you want to say?
No.
All right. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope it was helpful.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'll give you information about the YouTube channel so you
Okay.
can see where it's going to go, if that's okay.
Sure.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks again, Kathy.
And I won't bug you and ask you about your faith.
About my faith?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're using a different definition of faith right now that you used before.
Mm-hmm.
Like the being convinced of something you can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you ask me about my
I mean, I
faith...
can see, but I see design in the universe.
Uh-huh.
It's not order. It's order. It's not chaos.
Uh-huh. And that gets you to Jesus?
Yes.
Specifically?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Do you want to know why?
Sure.
Okay. Well, God created the earth, and he did it to bring glory to himself, which some would say, oh, that sounds like an arrogant God, but
Why would they say that?
Well, I don't know. I've heard people say that.
Can you imagine why?
Bringing
why
glory,
they would say that?
a God that would want to bring glory to himself. Yeah, he does, but he created the earth, and he was a loving God, so he also didn't make us robots and force us to believe in him.
Mm-hmm. That's the love part?
That's part of it.
Okay.
Yeah. But the biggest part of that love is that even though he allowed sin to come in the world and everyone to make their own decisions and go their own way and not go his way, he still provided a way that, like, he's holy, we're not, and he provided a way to bridge the gap between, so that even though we fall short of his perfection, even though we're made in his image, we fall short of his perfection, he still has a way for us to come into his glory in heaven. So if I have my Bible with me, it'd be a lot easier, but
Right next to you.
well, yeah, that's true, in my phone, but
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I could talk all day about God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But only if you had questions and wanted to know.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing
I
that.
wouldn't force it on anybody.
Sure. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that was great. Again, I really appreciate you participating and helping me with my experiment.
So is this going to be like on YouTube?
Is that okay if it is?
Maybe? Yeah, sure.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
All right.
And I don't know your last name or anything, so you'll be, and my channel's pretty small.
Yeah.
It's less than 1,000 subs, so
Yeah. All right.
it's not like it's going to be on CNN tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
If you did have a problem, why would it be a problem?
What, a problem for me to be on there?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really not, it really doesn't matter. I wouldn't like it if I was being made fun of or made to look like a fool, but
Yeah. Well, these aren't.
but
They're
it
not
doesn't
cut up.
but it wouldn't matter to me either.
Gotcha.
Because that's what I believe and I have confidence in it, and I believe that me sharing this is something that can bring glory to God.
And you're still at 100?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Cool.
Absolutely. Maybe more so.
More?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks again. Would you like to do one?
No.
Do you have time?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
He's probably hungry now.
Oh, okay. I don't want to keep you.
Yeah, I was gonna say at dinner we got dogs. Yeah. So.
Okay. No problem. Oh, let me give. You said you had a phone?
Yes.
You can scan this QR code.
Sure.
This will take you to my YouTube channel.
Okay, so that I can see it.
Yeah.
So when is it going to be posted?
I put one up every Thursday,
What do I think?
and I've got
Good. I like
Yeah. I've got a ton in front of you.
Okay.
So, but there's about 100 on there already that you
Wait,
can check out.
is this it?
Yep.
So someone was Jesus keeps me sober?
That was their conclusion.
It's probably true.
Um,
I'm not surprised. So most of these are most of these are having to do with beliefs about God.
that's what's meaningful to a lot of people. Yeah.
You can choose anything. It's always up to the IL.
Yeah.
Have conversations about
So what's my title going to be?
It's going to be hidden claim. It's going to be hidden claim, and then it'll be revealed at the end,
Oh yeah,
like we did.
whenever it's hidden claim, we put hidden claim, and then people try to guess what it is.
Oh.
Not
I
that.
feel like mine was pretty obvious, but
I couldn't hear really well,
I-
so I couldn't.
I had
Your husband.
I had no clue. I had no clue what it was.
yeah.
And like I said, the point of it is not for me to be able to guess. It's to go through the process of exploring the quality of the reasoning that you're using to be where you're at.
Okay. See, I don't care. Does it really? I always wonder about this because atheists love to argue with Christians.
Some do.
And I always wonder, does it really matter what the quality of the argument is? Because both the atheist and the Christian are basing what they believe on faith.
Okay. The way that you defined it.
Yeah, I mean, it takes faith to believe there is no God.
Being convinced in something that you can't see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe you can't see isn't the best term.
You can
but-
update your definition of faith.
No,
anytime you want.
I don't want to update it. I mean, you sit in this chair believing that it's going to hold you up.
I can see the chair though.
Yeah, you can see the chair, but you don't know that it has the strength to hold you. You don't know how
I can test it.
well it's put. Well,
I can test it. I would know what it would be like if I was wrong. Right?
Mhm.
Maybe, I don't know. Stuff to think about.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe a person can test whether or not, I mean, you can test whether there's order and design in the universe.
Hmm.
I mean,
What
scientists do it all the time.
would be a good test for that?
See, you're asking the wrong person.
Okay.
I have I can look up resources and share them with you.
Mhm.
I've read a lot of them, but I'm not good at coming up with the answer off the top
Sure.
of my head.
But you're
I
100%
have a
confident.
really good friend that would be much better at asking all these questions
Have them
too.
get a hold of us. Have them get a hold of us, and maybe we can do an interview
He
online.
would eat it up. He would eat this up because he actually has regular debates with atheists and like is friends with them. Like, I mean, because
cordial.
I don't. People have this misconception that Christians don't like atheists.
Hmm.
I love everybody.
Why do they? Why is that misconception out there? Do you think?
Or that atheists hate Christians. You know, I don't know. Probably because it's kind of seems to be that way both ways. Like not hating, but like they just don't get along because they can't agree on anything.
And see, I would want to try this experiment with your friend,
Yeah.
because then we would be focusing on the testability of it, the falsifiability of it, like knowing
Right,
what
because
it would be
he's
like.
really good at logical, like, he's very analytical. He'd be very good at, he has all of those sciencey answers that I can't pull out of my head right now on the spot. I mean, I can look things up and then tell you what.
If you did have those answers on a whim, would that make you more confident?
Would it make me more confident about what I believe?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm confident about what I believe no matter what.
Nothing could change your mind.
I'm not confident in my ability to satisfactorily argue it to you if you don't believe the same as me.
Right.
See,
And I wouldn't be.
I don't believe I can satisfactorily argue anything to someone that has a completely different belief than me and they're convinced of their belief.
Sure.
If you're convinced of your belief and I'm convinced of my belief, there's almost nothing I can do or say that's going to convince you otherwise if you're determined to believe what you want to believe.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be so interested in how you could convince me. I'm interested in what convinces you. Like,
I already said it, my faith.
Yeah.
It's like, it's part of me. It's who I am. It's everything I've ever known and believed, and I can't imagine believing anything else.
Yeah. And you can imagine all the people that we've talked to. And we've talked to people that are using they're saying the same things you are, but they're supporting a different conclusion, an opposite conclusion as you.
Right.
And so I have a hard time being convinced of a conclusion using reasons that can be used to arrive at false conclusions. Does that make sense? And so that makes me interested in why you're at 100 using reasons that could also be used to arrive at false conclusions.
I mean, I don't believe it is a false conclusion.
Right, neither do they.
Right.
And they're using the same reasons to support it.
Right.
Do you think they should be 100% confident using your same reasons in their other God?
Any belief that you have is not worth believing if you're not willing to put yourself out there for it. If you, it's just not worth believing if you don't say it's 100%. Like, I don't know why, like...
Are you 100% in every belief you have?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't mean it that way. I don't know how to explain it to you.
That's okay.
I just, like, so, like I said before, there's people that have belief in a faith or a religion, and they don't care whether they tell anyone or not. They don't care.
Does that make it less true?
They don't care if other people, for them, I don't know, but they don't care if other people believe them or not. And I think that why I feel like what that it doesn't seem like it's worth much as a faith if you don't think everyone should believe that same thing.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying, what value does a belief have if you're not willing to share it?
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
It is a belief that you're willing to share. How does that affect whether or not it's true?
It doesn't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, these are just all, to me, these are just all arguments like that for argument's sake sometimes. Deflection, to not have to think about like what's really going on in your life, why we're here, like all of those things. I don't know.
How important is it for you to believe true things?
I don't know. I just know that I believe it. I believe that God loves me. I believe that God loves you. There's nothing you can say or do to convince me otherwise. He's a good God, even in the face of all of the crappy things that have happened in my life. I still believe he loves me and has good plans for my life. Sometimes I have to go through a lot of crap to get to those good things, but I do believe he's a good God that loves me and you and everyone here.
How important is it for your beliefs to be supported by good reasons?
My beliefs to be supported by good reasons.
To your own satisfaction. Good reasons to your own satisfaction.
I don't understand that question.
How important is it for you for the reasons that you're using be sufficient enough to support the confidence that you have?
I still don't understand your
sorry.
question.
If you were using insufficient reasons, would that matter to you?
Who's saying they're insufficient?
What to your own satisfaction? If you found out that the reasons that you're using to believe this, hypothetically, if you found out that they weren't good reasons, would that matter to you?
I'm not sure that's possible.
It's not possible for you to have insufficient reasons to support a belief? Is that what you're saying?
Not when you're talking about faith.
Okay. Faith is immune to bad reasoning?
Possibly.
He said he was hungry.
Do I sound crazy?
Why would I think that?
I don't know. Many people thought Jesus was crazy.
How come?
Or the disciples, especially the disciples.
They thought he was crazy?
No, people thought the disciples were crazy for
Oh.
following Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Saying that a man died and 3 days later rose from the grave.
Why is that crazy?
Because it's never happened other than then. People witnessed it. Some people, I mean, I didn't see it. I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
But
you have faith.
There were people. I don't need faith when there were people who were there that saw it.
Mm-hmm. If you found out that we don't, this is just hypothetical. If you found out that we don't have eyewitnesses, how much would that affect your confidence in the resurrection?
I mean, yeah, that could affect it, but we had eyewitnesses.
Do you have any of their names?
Well, no, not eyewitnesses, like right there, being right there, seeing it happen.
Yeah.
They
What do you mean
saw
by
him-
eyewitnesses then?
They saw him after he rose from
Okay.
the grave.
Can people see stuff and that stuff not be real?
Possibly. You're not going to change my mind, though. I know that's what you're trying to do, but you're not going to change my belief.
I'm really interested not to change your mind. If it's true, I want to believe it. And in order for me to believe something, I need sufficient reasons. And I'm interested in the reasoning that you have, because if I find out that you have a good reason to believe something like
Because Jesus changed my life.
that.
My belief in Christ changed my life.
Could someone say X?
Yes, I could pretend, I could come up with some thought or feeling and say that that was Jesus and he changed my life, but
No, that's not what I was going to ask. I said,
Okay.
Could someone say X God changed my life and that God be false?
what their belief in who changed their life, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Could someone say Allah changed my life?
Well, Allah is just another word for God.
Do you think Allah
They're
is
believing
Jesus?
No, he's not Jesus.
Okay, so that's
Jesus
what I'm
is the
saying.
son of God, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Could someone believe that an entity that you think is false?
like aliens changed my life.
Yeah. Could someone believe that an alien changed their life and that alien not be real?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
but chances are whatever it was that changed their life was real. They just gave it the wrong name.
So they could be mistaken about the alien actually being Jesus?
I don't know what you mean, but so an alien changed my life and it was actually Jesus. No, I don't say that again.
You were saying that the reason why you believe it is because Jesus changed your life. You're convinced that Jesus changed your life, and I'm curious.
Like, oh, maybe that wasn't Jesus that changed my life. It was an alien.
Or something else. I don't know. But could somebody be convinced that an alien changed their life, and a long time ago, people said that they saw this alien, and that alien not be real?
I mean, of course.
Okay.
So what you're saying is it almost sounds like you could be of the belief that you can't really know anything for certain in this world. So you don't even know if what you're seeing right now is real. Because that's where that reasoning goes.
I'm open to all of this being a simulation, sure, but I don't live my life that way.
Right.
I live my life as if this is not a simulation,
Right.
and that you and I are sharing this reality.
Right.
But I'm open
But what
to being mistaken about that.
Because what if I'm not even here and we're not really having this conversation?
Yeah, it seems like it'd be the same experience no matter what, right? So I live my life as if this is not a simulation.
And I forget what that's called.
Solipsism?
Solipsism, yes. So.
Yeah.
So are you a solipsist?
No, I'm open.
I've never met one.
I'm open to that being the case.
But they might not have never met me either.
Right. I'm open to being mistaken about anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't, like, I don't think I could put 100% on anything. Because I'm open to being mistaken because I have biases. I have conditions where I'm raised in a certain culture that believes something, and that causes me to think that it's true.
Right.
I'm open to just being wrong, because I think that the feeling of being wrong, or I feel like the feeling of being, believing something true is the same feeling as believing something false. Does that make sense?
The belief of what? Say that again.
The feeling of believing something true is the same feeling as believing something false, but thinking that it's true. How do you feel about that?
I don't know.
Have you ever believed something and you found out you were wrong about it?
Yeah.
So the feeling when you thought it was true, how does that feeling different than it being true and believing it?
Well, it doesn't matter if I believe it or not. Truth is truth.
Right. Yeah, no, yeah, I agree with you about that. What I'm asking is, if you're believing something and it's false, it's going to feel like it's true, whether it's true or not, right?
I don't know.
I'll try to clear it up. Another reason why I couldn't put 100% on anything is because the feeling of believing something true is the same feeling as believing something false and thinking that it's true.
Right.
So that's another reason why I need to keep an open mind
Okay.
and be open to changing my mind if I have good reasons to, or if I find out that the reasons that I'm believing something aren't as good as I thought they were. I really don't want to keep you guys like is it okay if we end it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I could be here all day too. And it's great talking to you. You're really nice to talk to, by the way.
Thank you.
And I hope you enjoyed our conversation.
I would encourage you to sometime, maybe you've already done it, read Romans chapter 8 in the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Very familiar with the Bible. My parents were Southern Baptist missionaries.
A lot of Southern Baptists have bad names. Very legalistic. They can be very legalistic. Like everything's about rules and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So.
Like disciplined and
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. I really enjoyed this. And oh, that reminds me. Every conversation partner I have
Okay.
is you're free to take one of these squishy puzzle pieces. I'll show you what they do. They like make a little gear set.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to choose one of these colors today because you had a conversation.
Yep.
The idea is, so I mentioned that Quaid lives here.
Mm-hmm.
If you see him out here and you want to have another conversation, you can earn another color and build out the whole set.
Okay.
What color would you like today?
I'll take blue.
Blue? Okay.
Yep.
Good choice.
And like I said, God loves you.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the
I
day.
hope someday you'll find your faith.
Thank you.
I'll pray for you.
Thanks.
I'm sure you've heard that before.
A couple times.